Good morning, good afternoon, evening guys, welcome to Otaku Chris is Talking. This is going to be an anime review for That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime episode 9 entitled Attack of the Ogres, and this was a very nice episode as we get to see Rimuru show off. It's an understatement because my man was literally just toying with these guys. Now in this episode we get the introduction of Ogres. Now what was pretty cool was that we also get to see how Rimuru, how he perceived ogres in the anime, and how in the anime, in his world in the anime, which is kind of weird to say that he saw ogres the way we saw ogres, kind of the same way that they are in Tekken, and then just other kind of laws of fantasy kind of stories as well. So I actually liked the fact that Rimuru was also shocked with the design of these ogres. Now these ogres were actually shown to us in the ending song, which is really freaking annoying because I mentioned this like way back from episode 2 when we got the opening and the ending, that the series ending song was quite a spoiler. So I knew that these guys were going to come along the same way that I was aware of Rimuru's humanoid form. But that being said, it still didn't take away from this whole episode, this action-packed episode. The first half was mostly Rimuru just getting excited and kind of testing out his ability, transforming into his human form again, and also we find out that this human form is genderless, which is also pretty nice, and which is also not pretty nice, but I'm glad that that was kind of stated from the get-go. But we are basically kind of we're explained to that even though he's genderless, he still can, when he makes his clones, which is pretty cool, which is a freaking sick ability. So now we know that he can also make clones. When he makes his clones, he can make them clones into a more gender directed form, so more male form or female form, older, younger. And if he's using, if the form is quite big, then it's going to end up being replaced with magicules. So like obviously Rimuru is a blue slime, so anytime he's going to transform, it's going to be bigger than himself. So this weird but cool black flame animation happens whenever that happens. So that was pretty sick. We also got to see how he uses his new ability, what's it called? Degenerate, to mix a couple of the abilities together and make them into a brand new unique skill, kind of like a level up too, so that he has abilities in this series that other people don't have. And you know what? The more episodes that happen, the more OP Rimuru seems, and I'm glad that Rimuru is basically somehow managing to maintain his composure. When I say that, it's because normally by this point in the series, by now, most protagonists would have started getting into their head like that they're so OP. A bit kind of like Overlord, and I've mentioned this before, but at the same time, just like Overlord, it is going its own direction. And I'm really loving this series. From the art was looking kind of cool. I felt like the animation was a bit off at the beginning, but as it went by, I was like, that's the reason why y'all been saving on animation. Gobuto once again, he's my MVP. He's literally probably my favorite character in this series. If I was to get like a pop doll of any character in this series, it would probably be Gobuto, what am I saying, Rimuru, and Rangard as well. Or just the Tempest Wolves, any of the Tempest Wolves who look super cool. Talking about freaking Rimuru's Tempest Wolf, ride or die. My man was like, I got your back. He went, and then even when things weren't going still, he was still fighting them ogres like it was nothing, which I thought was pretty freaking amazing. It shows us the kind of the strength of the creatures, of the monsters that Rimuru has. It shows the strength that these monsters are because of Rimuru's OP abilities, power, his magicals that the dragon kind of gave him, plus from what he stored up when he was inside the cave. He also went inside the cave at some point in this episode to also test out his abilities. So it was nice to see that after a little bit of testing out, we got to see him actually use it in action. But he was holding back a lot, because really and truly, if he was to go all out, it would be kind of a wrap for a lot of people. Now these ogres, we get to see their abilities and some of their abilities. So we get to see like the fire kind of ability that Ifrit did in the last episode. Probably different, most definitely different. Someone's going to tell me it's a different ability, and it doesn't matter. I feel, because I've just seen this once, it's the same ability, so it looks like the same ability. And obviously fire doesn't work, and obviously Rimuru can regenerate, so his arm got cut off, which didn't do shit. The fire ability, and we got to see like the redhead guy seemed to possibly be the main master, because the older one who was shorter The older one, he was basically calling him young master, and it seems like him and the pink-haired one seem to be the most important, and the others are possibly the, I don't know, I'm gonna just take a woman and say the soldiers? I don't know. But the pink-haired one and the red one, they're siblings, which is nice to know from the get-go, and I like that we're able to find this kind of information, this bit of exposition, without them force-feeding it down our throat. So we now know that these ogres don't have names, and the way that it ended at the end of the episode, there's a high chance that Rimuru will possibly give them a name as time goes by, and the fact that they're in the ending song, they're definitely going to be on the same side. Overall, really good episode. I'm interested to see who the actual antagonists are, because the whole reason why these ogres came and started attacking Gobuto and the rest of them was because they thought that that Rimuru's team were the people who kind of attacked their village, their town. I don't really remember, but basically sent a whole bunch of pigs. I don't know, literally, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm literally learning as I'm going along. I'm not going to try and act like I know what's going on. I'm going through it with you guys, and I'm giving you guys my information. But what we do know that there's these orcas who were actually at the very end of the last week's episode. They possibly have a high connection to this, and whoever that guy was who named the orca at the very end is most possibly the antagonist for this series or for the next couple episodes. Now, I don't know how long this series is going to go episode 9. I hope that we do get more than 12 episodes. If you guys do know how many episodes this series is going to be, whether it's 20 or 25 or 12, let me know in the comment box. And also do check out my other channel as well, which I will leave in the links in the description box so that you guys can check that out. Chris will be talking. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Stick around for more. I will be uploading my 7 Deadly Sins live reactions literally after this within an hour or two. So if you want to check that out, if you're a Tensei fan, then make sure you turn on your notifications to be told when that is coming up. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Do stick around for future videos for myself and ultimately Chris is talking.